3:30 p.m, KI was standing with two other men when a man approached and let off several shots at the group. KI apparently stumbled onto some nearby steps after she was shot. KI would suffer multiple gunshot wounds to her upper body and was pronounced dead by 5:43 p.m. She was shot around 9 times. Rumors begun to spread that KI was killed by King Von and other members of O Block. If true, it would seem that Von really did have it out for KI ever since he was released from prison. The days following April the 11th, members and affiliates of O Block begun shouting out Von on Twitter, giving him praise for the murder and being a savage. People like Lil Reese and Boss Top. And Von himself was not shy to brag about the murder, taking to Twitter soon after the shooting to hint at his involvement. Just one day later, he tweeted, "You wouldn't believe the stuff I do," and vowing to kill his ops as he's taken so many losses, as well as shouting out Stretch Gang and his closest friend T. Roy, with this tweet asking, "Fourth, somehow he was later released." In the years following, further signs point towards Von being the gunman, such as Mama Duck, FBG Duck's mother, appearing on Say Cheese TV and admitting that she believed King Von killed KI.
But it's
YouTube, man, back with another little video today. You already know we got something crazy busting every single day, but peep this little video right here, y'all. So I don't know if y'all remember the video. I believe I posted it yesterday or 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, I don't remember, about the video about how the girl turned into KI, the Chicago female shooter, the demon. You feel what I'm saying? But now we have the death of her, you feel what I'm saying? So we gonna see what this little video talking about. Before we start this video, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, smash that bell. Let's get to the business, man.
Chased by the police in the 6200 block of South Rhodes Avenue. Police would claim Lil B, real name Rasson Shaw, pointed a gun at them, prompting the officer to open fire, killing Lil B.
Yeah, this is the dude that be in disguise and that be smoking all his ops. Yeah.
Video of the aftermath of the killing would circulate online following the incident. Later, local news would show the aftermath of the shooting, with angry crowds gathering who saw this as another example of police using excessive force against the black community.
He was running through the alley with no gun or nothing, because he just left us. Police shot him unjustified. Too many times in his back. He ain't do nothing, man.
After his death, allies of Lil B would share their memories, with many describing how he was a menace and had even killed numerous ops. Lil B's death impacted KI massively, and once again, she used Twitter to memorialize her lost friend, changing her handle to No Surrender Lil B and adding a cover photo of the duo together. In an interview with Chantel, KI's mother, she details the lasting effect Lil B's death took on KI.
Like the final week of her life, I was seeing something in her that I hadn't been seeing, you know, and I would ask her, "What's wrong? You know, you look like you lost your best friend." She did lose a friend.
With Chantel explaining how she saw a look in KI's eyes, almost as if her soul was leaving her at this time.
Up until that Friday, you know, I seen something in my baby's eyes. You know, I can't explain what it was, but it was just this look like her soul was leaving before she was actually gone.
Unfortunately, just weeks later, it was KI who would fall victim to murder, and most shockingly, at the hands of the very man who had claimed he'd been planning to kill her for years.
Oh my God.
On the morning of April the 11th, 2014, KI took to Twitter to shout out her fallen friend Lil B. It would seem that all the sudden losses of her friends was taking a huge toll on KI's mental health, as she would share that she had seen too many friends in caskets, and eerily tweeting, "In the end, we all die." It's as if she knew something was around the corner, and presumably she would go about her day as usual. STL was set to celebrate Boss Trell's birthday, but by the afternoon, disaster would strike. KI was in her usual stomping grounds of St. Lawrence and Eberhart, specifically the 6400 block of South Eberhart Avenue. At around 3:30 p.m, KI was standing with two other men when a man approached and let off several shots at the group. KI apparently stumbled onto some nearby steps after she was shot. KI would suffer multiple gunshot wounds to her upper body and was pronounced dead by 5:43 p.m. She was shot around 9 times. Two others were also injured in the shooting, including a 33-year-old man who was shot in the foot and a 19-year-old who was hit but managed to escape, later receiving medical attention. Rumors begun to spread that KI was killed by King Von and other members of O Block. If true, it would seem that Von really did have it out for KI ever since he was released from prison, and after all the online banter and teasing, he still considered KI as an enemy and ended up murdering her in cold blood. But even more chilling when you consider the fact that he was also believed to have killed Modal McCambry, who was in a relationship with KI in 2010. In the days following April the 11th, members and affiliates of O Block begun shouting out Von on Twitter, giving him praise for the murder and being a savage. People like Lil Reese and Boss Top. And Von himself was not shy to brag about the murder, taking to Twitter soon after the shooting to hint at his involvement. Just one day later, he tweeted, "You wouldn't believe the stuff I do," and vowing to kill his ops as he's taken so many losses, as well as shouting out Stretch Gang and his closest friend T. Roy, with this tweet asking, doesn't anybody miss King Von? As he was in prison for the last year. Being this provocative about the murder so publicly, it was a miracle that he was never charged at the time.
Yeah.
It does seem that Von was arrested
Like,
for the murder.
how you smoke somebody, not even just say her, but how you smoke somebody and like you brag about it on the internet and you won't even get hit with that. That's an investigation. That's the case that's supposed to be coming. That's crazy,
April
bro.
the 24th, somehow he was later released. In the years following, further signs point towards Von being the gunman, such as Mama Duck, FBG Duck's mother, appearing on Say Cheese TV and admitting that she believed King Von killed K.I.
But it's a lot of people who are saying that King Von allegedly, he murdered K.I. And this is just YouTube, you know, the blog talk, the street talk.
Well, a lot of that information is accurate, put it like that. I ain't gonna tell you which one is which, but a lot of that information is so accurate, so whoever they getting their resources from, they hitting it on the nail.
When King Von blew up and later became a famous rapper, he would drop numerous lyrics that seemingly referred to him having killed a woman. However, nothing makes the theory of Von killing K.I. as concrete as in 2021, when the Chicago police released paperwork claiming that King Von was indeed the main suspect in the murders of both K.I. and Modell McCambry, with many suggesting that Von may well have been charged with the murder had he still been alive in 2021. Sadly, by this point, Von had already lost his life when he was shot dead in November 2020 after starting a fistfight with another dangerous gangster rapper. Sadly, K.I.'s death marked just another murder statistic in the ongoing war within Chicago. Although she may have been involved in a deadly gang and is possibly connected to several shootings and possible murders, it's hard not to empathize with K.I.'s story, as before she'd even made it to 1 year old, the streets had begun picking away those people closest to her, almost setting her up to fail. Before the age of 18, K.I. had lost her father, Tuka, Tutu, Modell, and Lil B, and these are just the names of the people that were closest to her.
Like people don't understand, when you lose people, bro, it does something to you, bro, and people don't understand that. Like, bro, like, she probably wasn't thinking, I'm gonna stay about the way, this and that. All my people getting knocked off, I gotta get away from this. She probably thinking, we gonna smoke them, we gonna catch them lacking, it's over with, bro. They all getting knocked off the map. But that's probably what she was thinking, bro. Once she lost all her peoples, I promise you that's what she was thinking. It's sad, cause like, crashed out. And like, you lost your life, bro, being in the streets, bro. That's why I preach to all y'all. Step out the streets, bro. Ain't gonna get y'all nowhere, I swear to God, bro.
All of her brothers were involved in gangs, and she was herself likely groomed from as young as 12 years old to be involved in the streets. And for all of this happened just for her to be killed in cold blood at just age 17. She hadn't even become an adult before she was killed, leaving her mother to grieve yet another family member lost to senseless violence.
I'm just gonna miss her presence. She was a very, very beautiful, well-known, lovely girl. I love her, and I'm gonna fight for her to have justice.
But K.I.'s death was not in vain. Her stories left behind a legacy that's still felt by many to this day and has been mass reported in the media. In 2014, when drill music was still in its early stages and the world was really yet to have found out about the true horrors occurring on the streets of Chicago, the international media would pay close attention to K.I.'s unique story, using it as an example to really share the extreme circumstances of the Chicago streets, explaining to the world how it is that a young innocent female can be turned into a gang assassin provided the right circumstances. Outlets such as the Daily Beast would report K.I.'s story just weeks after her death, naming the article Chicago's gun-toting gang girl Lil Snoop. It seemed that K.I.'s story really caught the attention of the whole world, as even a UK-based newspaper, the Daily Mail, would report her story in April 2014, again comparing her story to the fictional Lil Snoop character from The Wire. The Chicago Sun-Times would make a detailed article dedicated to K.I.'s story, which also named her as a 17-year-old female assassin, with a strong sense of fascination that a girl could thrive in the male-dominated world of Chicago gang violence, with that article proudly explaining how she had called herself a hit woman, with the article even going further to explain K.I.'s harrowing story of loss and violence. However, in 2019, K.I.'s story received perhaps its biggest coverage yet, as the A&E cable TV network chose to release a full documentary on her life, titled Secret Life of a Gang Girl, Untold Story.
It's uncommon for young women to be shooters in gangs.
Shakira was infamous because Shakira was a killer.
Oh my God.
Allegedly killing up to 17 people by the time she was 17 years old.
Oh, what?
Allegedly killing up to 17 people.
God damn.
By the time she was 17 years old.
Shakira Barnes, a gangster girl who wielded power with a pistol and a smartphone.
And although that documentary seemed to be high budget and informative, there does seem to be some issues with their research, as A&E would seemingly pin 17 murders on KI within the first minute of the documentary without really backing it up with facts. But easily, the worst and most haunting part of this whole documentary would be the fact that they went to O-Block, interviewing none other than King Von himself.
What?
Who we now know allegedly murdered KI, but back then, the documentary makers seemed to have absolutely no clue that they were talking to the real killer. This disrespectful.
That is crazy, bro. He knows he did it. And he really sat there and did that interview, bro. Why would you go to the ops hood and interview the ops about her, bro? What the
would be a slap in the face to KI's family. And to make matters worse, throughout King Von's interview, it's clear that he is completely trolling and joking about his interactions with KI,
my God.
making it seem as if they were indeed a real couple and pretending that he was upset and lonely after she died, almost as if he wanted to still have the last laugh. Von would quite literally laugh in the documentary when the messages between him and KI were read back to him.
Y'all was trying to us. I was like, damn.
The exact text was something along the lines of, when it's all over with, I'm gonna get up in you or something. Does that sound about right?
That sound raw, so yeah, I'll be saying raw. Yeah, I probably did say that.
But regardless, KI's life story clearly struck a chord with many people around the world, and it just goes to show you that Chicago is truly an unforgiving place that can transform even a sweet, young, innocent girl into a fearsome shooter.
Yeah.
In April 2024, just days short of it being 10 years since KI's murder, her mother Chantel would appear for an interview on DJU TV, and in the interview, they would discuss KI's early life and the impact her death had on her family as well as the city at large. But they would also discuss who may well have been responsible for the murder, with Chantel explaining that everybody knew who killed KI and that the public wasn't aware until the FBI documents were released, proving that King Von did in fact kill KI.
From jump, I knew who it was. The internet and the world ain't know who it's supposed to be in, allegedly, until FBI dropped the files, public record.
She would even share that she forgave King Von before his death, showing an incredible amount of strength as a mother to be able to heal from the shocking murder of her daughter.
I honestly had, before the untimely death of the person, I honestly had forgave the person in my heart. I ain't mad at nobody. It's a sad, situation and, circumstance, but it's life. I didn't feel me holding hatred in my heart what helped me to heal.
She would then shed light on King Von appearing in the Gang Girl documentary. Chantel admits that she was angered by Von's demeanor in the documentary and how he laughed about the situation. And she also explained that A&E didn't even try once to contact her about the show.
So how you gonna contact the ops, but you ain't even contact the girl mother? See, that's what some stuff be throwing me off, bro. That don't make sense at all. You wildin', bro. Real talk, A&E. Y'all better get it together. That's fraud.
The person was in the documentary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, then now that part kind of off a little bit.
That had to tweak you out,
that
right?
pit, now, I ain't gonna lie. That right there, that part, it kind of, because it was like at the time, a person was laughing about it.
Right.
Trying to act like they wasn't involved in it. It was just like, now that part, because A&E ain't reach out to me about it.
Okay.
So that's why I wasn't involved. So whoever they talked to, that's who they reached out to. But my number ain't changed in 15 years, so I don't know why not. So at first I didn't want to watch it because I was like, you know what I'm saying? So it took me a while, but I watched it all the way through. And when I did, and I synced that portion of it, I just was like, you got to be bullshitting me.
In the end, KI's legacy as a teenage female assassin with 17 bodies at 17 is certainly embellished. However, from looking closely at her story, whilst it's not completely proven with a conviction, it seems pretty apparent to me that she may well have been a killer, and her name has certainly been connected to at least 3 murders. But at the heart of her story is something much deeper. A young girl who got lost in the dark, masculine world of gang violence amid a struggle to fit in and a larger-than-life personality, which ironically allowed her to thrive as a gang member, but also made her a huge target for her opposition. She was particularly unlucky to have become the main target of King Von, someone whose name has become synonymous in Chicago drill for being one of the most ruthless and brutal gang members ever to hail from inside the gates of O-Block. KI's story is ultimately a tragedy that shows that while a petite girl could indeed find her place in the male-dominated world of gang conflict, at the end of the day, woman or man, you're ultimately dealing in a world that only has 2 guaranteed outcomes: death or life in prison. As KI's tweets seem to suggest, she was tortured by the deaths of those around her that she loved the most, whether Tuka, Modell, Taekwon, or Lil B. Her life was rife with pain and suffering, And in the same world, she also seemingly dished out death and suffering onto her enemies. The only solace that we can now take is that she's no longer with us and her spirit is at peace, and what little comfort her family can get from the fact that her alleged killer too could not escape the dead-end road that is the gang lifestyle. If Von was still alive, he would likely have faced justice for numerous murders he played a role in, including but not limited to those of KI and FBG Duck. In the end, both KI and Von became victims of the streets.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Von would have had him some cases going on right now. He'll probably be in prison right now. I ain't even gonna lie, cause like they had too much evidence, bro. And it's crazy that they waited so long to actually have the evidence and drop the evidence, which didn't make sense to me. But like, that's crazy, bro. I can't believe King Von did that, murdered a woman. But like the fact that they say she got 17 bodies on A&E, I wouldn't even watch that, bro. Forget watching that interview. Watch just this video. This video and the last video on the channel, on my channel, or the Trap Lord channel. That's all y'all need to watch, because I don't know about that documentary talking about she got 17 bodies, female hitter, assassin, this and that. They was just trying to get people to watch the documentary, bro, which is messed up, bro. You don't throw that on somebody's name, bro, especially somebody that's passed away. You feel what I'm saying? But let me know what y'all feel about this little video, man. This is sad. This is what happens when you in the streets, bro. You see your peoples get knocked off. You go through a lot of tremendous pain. You go through a lot of pain, and then eventually either you in prison or you get knocked off. That's why I always preach. Stay up out the streets, bro. It ain't gonna get you nowhere, bro. Look, Von was rich, bro. He made it out the hood. He kept doing that street gang lifestyle. Look what happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Let me know what y'all feel. Sorry, I keep burping, y'all. Like the video, share it. Give me your thoughts about Von. Give me your thoughts about KI. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me about being in the streets. You know what I'm saying, man? If y'all haven't checked out the last video about how she turned into a gangster, tap in that video, because that video was crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. That video was something different. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all feel. Like it, share it. I don't know if I said it already. It's on with y'all. Appreciate y'all.